Yeah, yes, they do appear way more often. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty obvious. I mean, if you've played the game with the seasonal maps, but how much? That's the question I was asking. So, I queued into 1,000 games of Egg Wars and wrote down which map I got. But before I show you the data, you know what I've got to do. Yeah, you know the button you could press. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm trying to get to 500 by the end of the year. There's a statistic on screen that I bet you've never seen before. Haha, yeah, just press the button. Thank you, smile. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna be going over the data, and there's just gonna be some background footage in the background. Who knew it would be in the background? So yeah, here's the data. Alright, so as I said, yes, you do get the seasonal map more often. Fireplace is the seasonal map, and this was taken in duos, but I'm gonna guess that it applies everywhere. I'm not 100% sure. But you would be you'd probably be surprised to say that you get it 60% of the time that you go into a game you get it. So yeah, I did 1,000 games. It appeared 613 times, and the highest streak I got of just I was going in and out of games. The highest streak I got was 17 in a row. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then in descending order for most popularity or how often it shows up. Next is Forest, then Dream, then Toys, then Modern, then Under the Sea, then Library. Now this was weird because I did this experiment around, I don't know how long ago. It was a while ago. I'll probably put the video on a card right now. But I did this experiment, something like this at least, where I went into a game and then I calculated the number of VIPs, the votes, and the number of leaderboard players that I saw, and I got the map. But it was only 100 games. So this would have taken forever if I went that same thing and collected all that data. So instead, this one I just collected the map name. I went in, saw what the map name was left, and then I was like, okay, got it. And I wrote the map name down and just rinse and repeat 100 times or 1,000 times. So the weird thing is that last time when I did this, it was equal. The amount of times that each map showed up. It was a slight variation, but the highest variation was 14 for Library to 19 to Forest. So I don't understand 100% the meaning of that. And now maybe there was something, because as you can see here, or I don't know if I'll show it on screen or not, but Forest was the most popular. Library was the least popular. I go to the other one. Forest is most popular. Library is least popular. Yet again, it's just the numbers are scaled pretty differently. So it could be a coincidence, could be not a coincidence, I don't know. But it does seem a little bit weird. So first thing I want to talk about is, besides just showing the data, is maybe a problem that there could be with the data collection. So I have this theory. It's kind of not even a theory now. I'm like 95% sure that it is just a statement of fact, but I don't have any 100% proof. And that theory is that when you leave a lobby, and then when you queue into a game, and then you leave the game and rejoin a game, if that game that you just left still has open spots for people to join, it will put you back in that game. Proof for this is, well, I don't have any video proof, but there was some video, I can't remember, but someone else's video, it was some other YouTuber, it might have been related or something, I think, but I queued into a game, got in related to this game, didn't notice, left because I didn't like the map, and then I rejoined and left again because I didn't like the map. And he was showing this entire thing in the video. I didn't even know until the video came out, and I saw that I was in this game twice, and I'm like, oh, that's hype. But I was like, wait, that kind of proves my theory. And then also, I've just checked the player count sometimes. So, I've seen a player in my game, I've left, I've rejoined, and the same player's in the game. So the way I think this could affect data collection, you would think, okay, well, first of all, you would think, oh, that shouldn't really affect the collection. So it wouldn't affect the collection because this would happen equally with every single map, you know? I would queue into a game of maybe Ocean and then leave and then get into that same game of Ocean again. But then that game of Ocean would start, I would have left and then queued into another one, got on Library, and the same thing would happen on Library. Yeah, it just seems weird. I don't know why the data collection would not be equal throughout. The only thing that I could think, that would make this matter is with Fireplace, because Fireplace, as I said, came up 60% of the time, and by the time I was at 50, there were already 25, maybe 30 Fireplaces. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting this map way more than I'm getting any other map. So I copy and pasted firework. Fireplace, sorry. So I had Minecraft open. It was taking up half my screen, and the spreadsheet was taking up the other half. I would go into a game, and then I would leave the game, and then I would switch tabs, or just move my mouse cursor over to the other side and write the name. But instead of writing the name, I could just press Control V, so that would increase it a bit, and then maybe I could get back into more lobbies before they closed for Fireplace, but that's the only map that would affect it on. And Google Sheets, which is what I use to collect the data, has autofill, so the map, the name length wouldn't matter, so like typing under the C, that won't take as long, or that won't take longer than typing toys, because I just have to type the first letter, and then it autofills, and I can just press like the arrow key, and then the entire thing is filled, so that doesn't really affect the collection. So yeah, I don't see any reason that like my data collection would be wrong with the other maps. Fireplace, maybe it's only at like 50% that it would normally show up, but because I collected the data a little bit wrong, it could be that it showed up more in my data. But still, the other maps should be equal. I don't really understand the reasoning for this. The thing that sucks is that the map that I like the most, Library, I think Library is my favorite map, followed by Toys. Library is the least popular, like 3.5% of the time, which is like, I don't know, 3 games in 100. So how many games have I played of Egg Wars? So I've played 3,873 games of Egg Wars, and according to this data, if 3.5% of games are Library, I would have only played 140 games of Library, and now that's just not true. But then I have proof from just maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, September 12th, that was when, that was the last time I edited it, that you got all the maps equally. So maybe they just changed the distribution very recently of the maps or something. Either that or my data is wrong and I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure. This is the data that I got from going into games and out of games, writing down the map name, and then going back in and out of a game, writing down the map name 1,000 times. I did this, that is all. I don't know why the data collection would be this off, but maybe it's off, maybe it's not off. If someone else wants to do a different experiment to see if maybe my data collection was wrong, something I did with it, go for it. I'm all for that. But one thing is for sure, Fireplace does appear more often than the other maps. There is 0% chance that it appears less often. In 1,000 games, it appeared more than all of the other maps combined. Maybe they're slightly wrong. Maybe there's something slightly wrong with the data collection for the other things, but there's no way that it makes it so that one map appears like more than all the other maps combined. It's just the seasonal map appears more often than the other maps. So for me, honestly, I don't really like that. I don't like Fireplace as a map. Maybe I should learn how to play it. Maybe I should just get used to it because obviously it shows up more than the other maps, but I don't want to, so I'm not going to. Maybe it's good for some people who don't, or who like the map, but I personally don't. Also, I lost 26 games because of this. Because, you know when you queue into a game and it has like 0 seconds left, and then you just kind of die? Yeah, that happened to me 26 times, and I obviously just left because I didn't want to play the games out. So, 26 games lost. The game crashed 9 times, like it just kicked me out of the server, and then I had to relog 6 times. So, like, I had to relog 15 times, including the crashes and relogs combined, and I lost 26 games. Like, bruh. So, yeah, that's the video. I think it's a little bit shorter, I'm not sure. But yeah, Fireplace appears more often, then Forest, then Dream, then Toys, then Modern, then Under the Sea, then Library. There's going to be a link to the spreadsheet in the description if you want to look at the data. And, yeah, thanks for watching, subscribe, and bye.
The missile knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, or where it isn't from where it is, it obtains a difference or deviation.